For more than a month, mobs of violent, crazy people have roamed this country, terrorizing citizens and destroying things. No one has stopped them from doing that, so they've continued and they've become stronger. Politicians now cower before the mob. Corporate America mouths their slogans. The education cartel, enforced on your children, enforces their demands. Police officers, emasculated and restrained, watch it all from the sidelines, unable to help. For weeks we've asked, who will stand up for this country? And the answer we're learning is Americans. Americans will. It's up to them. Small groups of citizens are beginning to come forward to defend their laws, defend their history and their culture.
We will see to it that you fall, and you fall so hard, you won't know what hit you.
Check your privilege and get back over there.
Yo. Who are you talking to? Huh? You got something to say, little boy? You got something to say, little boy? No, you don't, do you? Why don't you? No, I'll stand wherever I want.
I think you're bigots. You don't understand
the Constitution. Is that the best you got, darling boy? Is that the best you got, baby boy? Is that the best you got?
That's the New York we love. Is that the best you got? Yes, actually, it is the best they've got. Tear off the masks, turn down the volume, and you see it very clearly. The mob is not fearsome, it's pathetic. These are pampered children play-acting at revolution. They are cowards. That's why they move in packs. They have no skills. All they can do is destroy. The closer you get to them, the clearer all of that is.
They're trying to find this as a racial issue. This is not about race anymore. It never really was. This is about taking apart the fabric of America.
This is not about racial justice. It never was about racial justice. That's obvious to the rest of us now.
He threatens prison terms. He threatens retribution. He defends statues. He ignores the substance of the message and wholly misses the mark.
President Trump signed an executive order about the protests, but not to protect people dying at the hands of the state. Instead, he signed an order that denounced protesters who vandalized Civil War monuments, protecting statues while real people suffer and some die.
But did you catch the last line? While real people suffer. Well, Patricia and Mark McCloskey are real people. On Sunday, the McCloskeys sat in their backyard together having dinner. Suddenly, as they ate, a mob of hundreds of screaming people destroyed a wrought iron gate with a no trespassing sign on it and came pouring in, moving toward them quickly. The McCloskeys were terrified. They'd watched as mobs looted and burned and assaulted citizens around the country. This mob was clearly intent on violence. They said so. When Mark McCloskey told them to leave, the mob threatened to murder him and his wife. Then they threatened to kill the family's dog. Panicked, the McCloskeys called the police. Then they called the neighborhood security patrol, but no one came. They had no choice to protect themselves. They went inside and got their, yes, legally registered firearms. But the terror did not end. The sight of ordinary Americans standing up for themselves and their home enraged our professional class, and they immediately put the McCloskeys' name and their home address all over the internet. Threats poured in. Mark McCloskey spent last night boarding up his office downtown. He had no choice. Still, no one stepped forward to protect the McCloskeys, not one person. St. Louis's district attorney, a woman called Kim Gardner, announced that she was considering filing criminal charges against the McCloskeys for resisting the mob, a mob that was threatening to murder them. Gardner vowed to, quote, use the full power of Missouri law to hold the McCloskeys accountable for the crime of self-defense. Not the full power to defend them against people who are threatening to kill them, but the full power to crush them for resisting. The media, meanwhile, immediately set about trying to show the McCloskeys were racists. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer all but said that out loud today. Whitmer demanded that her state make, quote, racially motivated 911 calls a hate crime. On Friday, the Minneapolis City Council voted unanimously to abolish their city's police department. A number of them explained why they were voting this way. Watch.
And now is the time for us as a city to start paying the community members who have been doing this work for decades and need to get paid. All that money has been going into the police department, and what have we gotten in return? Pain, trauma, and hurt.
We will be taking intermediate steps towards ending the MPD through the budget process.
Showing up as a person who believes that we should and can abolish our current Minneapolis police system.
Those were awfully emphatic statements, so it might be easy to be misled by them. The Minneapolis City Council isn't actually opposed to armed protection. They're opposed to you having it. They're opposed to the police protecting your family and your homes, but they're not opposed to protecting themselves. And that's why the 3 Minneapolis city councilmen you just saw requested and received taxpayer-funded security guards. You pay for them, they stand outside their homes. Of course they did that. They don't want to get hurt.